we will continue to invest in capacity to enable future growth. You know what? You can improve future growth by actually selling the fucking models that you're advertising. You know, that will work out really well. You know, if people can just buy the shit that you're actually advertising, I'm sure you can make a lot of money. This is one that I actually want to watch because this guy apparently got the actual... I'm a little bit late. This guy... So apparently there's like an actual list breakdown on the price increases. Alright, so before the video starts, I'm predicting like it'll be the popular line items. So it'll probably be stuff like the rhinos, which from the Horus Heresy ones, right? Strangely popular. I'm predicting some of the like Terminators, you know, the popular ones, and I'm predicting some of the character models because I feel like in this edition, GW is pushing characters. So it'll be good to see, you know, what the actual increases are because, my God, I actually own 7 armies, so I'm going to be fucked either way. I'm going to be posting the link of this video on my Twitch chat and on my YouTube chat once I figure out how to work the windows. And oh my gosh, I hate Windows 11.
On average, prices will rise by about 4%, but the exact amount will vary.
So I already made like
this is kind of annoying.
I already made the video about the 4%, how that 4% is a little bit controversial if you look at it in like a pure inflation, like numerical comparison. At the same time, I did receive like a very sus email. But basically, the email said that there's other situations going on. One is being the winter power bill and the UK being much higher than expected, and the global shipping situation where the ships cannot travel freely across, you know, the usual routes.
It's obviously quite annoying when anything goes up. Now, the thing is with it is everyone is going, oh, everything's going up 4%, where it says on average 4%, which is great. Because that means not everything is going up 4%. It means some things are going up less than 4%.
Yeah, and so just how bell curves work, you could have like the majority of the things could just be like 1%, right? And the averaging may just work so that all the characters are going up by like 10%, and then the non-character units, you know, the stuff that's not being pushed this edition could be going up, I don't know, like 1.5% or something like that instead. This can be gamed. So let's see.
However, chap, people are failing to realize that by averages, that also means things are going up more than 4%. You know, I think every kit that is like £37 something,
and also this
is gonna
this
be
gentleman
like
right here has wonderful facial hair. Usually you're bald and have facial hair, or you have hair and do not have facial hair. It's usually one or the other. So this guy's quite genetically gifted. I am very jealous as an Asian. I do want facial hair, but, you know, they conspire just against me.
I have the full list here. As you can see, Blood Angels, upgrades and transfers. This is just a single.
All right, so these are like up 6 point. This is basically up 7%. But no one really cares about the upgrade sprues, right? Usually you just 3D print them.
The sprue is now going to cost £23.
But this is concerning.
The Crute Flesh Shaper is also £23. So it looks like most things that are £21.50 are going to be £23. We've got some Scave and some Aurochs. This is a humongous list, by the way. So I am just going to have to do some footnotes. I can't read every single one.
What the fuck is happening in the background there? Is that a monitor or something actually on fire? Like, is this painting station actually on fire? I can't really tell. Like, blends in really well. I think that's just a monitor, right? That's just a stream setup, yeah.
And the exact increase. But as you can see, we're averaging the maximum.
Bro, you just find someone to just print that shit out for you.
Is the maximum increase is like 7% increase, okay? So the Deimos Pattern Rhino for 30k, Deathwatch upgrades.
Right. Deimos Pattern Rhino, I actually want to see, let me go back, because that's a very, that's a actually hot line item. I'm really surprised that the old world stuff is going up, because like, for one, the mold's already made. It's like it's a node cast, it's a node model. And they're trying to push the old world. Like, this is a very questionable decision.
A 25-year-old kit is going up £2.50. All the old world stuff is crazy.
Yeah, I want to get a list and then just like grab everything, you know, do an actual average and see if it's actually 4%.
You know what I mean? Old World Kingdom of Bretonia is going up a tenner. So the starter kit, the box set is going up a tenner. I feel like it was cheaper when it first, I think it was 150 when it came. Was it 150 when it came out? So stupid. That's going to be 170. Snapfit model is going up 6%. So now we're at 6%. So slightly less of an increase, but still quite an increase. This game's unaffordable, bro. Morgan Ra, Jane Zar, Zerman, all £30 each. with basically no change. Necron Immortals, 30 quid, down to like 5% increase now, but there's a lot of £28 kits that are all going to £29.50, as you can see. This isn't a small amount. We are, I'm going to move my face out of the way. We are quite the way through. We are an eighth of the way through. Combat patrols are going to £105.
Combat patrols?
105 quid for a combat patrol. Oh my god.
Like, why would people even want to get into the hobby when it's this really like this expensive? This is actually like kind of fun.
Yes, they are probably one of the highest price rides. Like £5 seems to be like.
Not everyone's a 3D print dude, mate, especially in Turkey where it's a rarity. Like, not a lot of stores sell 3D printers. I did find a few, but not a whole lot. The joke about getting a mortgage for 40 years, yeah, pretty much.
The highest individual cost increase. Obviously, percentage is different, but £5 is definitely the highest we've seen so far.
Wait, I need to look at the Bloodthirster. That's,
£5 is definitely the highest we've seen so far. But it looks like all combat patrols, Blades of Corn, Bloodthirsters, Lord of Change, Bellacore, 105 quid. Literally absolutely wild, I think.
Is there like a commonality between the ones that went up by like almost 7% versus the ones who only went up by like 4%?
Spearheads, which are £87.50, now going to be £91. Like, for starter kits, you'd think they're the ones that would like leave at like a normal price. You know what I mean? Like keep them quite cheap to get people hooked. You know what I mean? And they're just like, no, they're £91.
The really fucked up thing is that they're increasing the price on things that have already been around for a while. So stuff that's already been designed and actually casted out. Like there's a mold, all the fixed cost has already been invested and has already had a return in their investment. And the price increase is not going to things like paint. You would think that the stuff that is outsourced, that is shipped out very frequently, that is, you know, under some pressure from global forces, you'd think that would actually be, you know, the things that's actually going up in price. But no, it's the things where the actual return for investment has already come in and has done that return for investment several times over the decade already. I feel like maybe like the paint price has gone up, but we're paying for it through like some of the unreasonable price rises in this regard. Like the paint is not actually going up, but since then, you know, the entirety of the hobby technically has went up, we end up paying for that anyways. So anyways, let's go.
So now we're below average. The below average, obviously 4% was the average. Now, like, again, characters going up £1 by the looks of it. Random odd kits, looters, knobs going up £1. Battle Guard leader going up £1. There is quite a lot. We are nearly halfway through. You can now.
And so, you know what? I feel like the characters going up is probably like my hypothesis of the characters going up was probably a bad one because characters, you don't really buy a lot of those. So it's like a one-off sale kind of thing, right? Yeah, like putting stuff on the upgrade sprues and all that, where like the whales will buy for like the entire army. Yeah, I think there's like a greater rate of return in that regard. So I think they're actually loading that price increase onto things that whales or like, you know, Dumbos actually would buy. Like people would buy like 2 upgrade sprues for some reason. Like, what the fuck? Why wouldn't you just 3D print that? These are all shit that people do not buy a lot of. So I feel like things that they people buy a lot of, like the rhinos, the upgrade sprues for Dumbos, you know, stuff like that. The armigers and all that people need to build battle lines of. People need multiple of. That's gone up in price. But things that people only buy once, like these fucking codexes, right? Like who buys these fucking things? You know, these things do not generate a lot of repeating sales, so they do not put the price increase there.
You got Liver Mechanica, Liver Questoris, all going up £1. A lot of the Legion Imperialis stuff is going up just £1, so they're probably like getting the nicest out of this. They're going up only £1 rather than like £5 kits going up. £105.50. That is absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts.
So I can actually see like a commonality. Like all these things are like things that people do not really buy or buy a lot of. And so they do not generate like that repeating, like almost compounding interest on that sale. I mean, if you look at this
again, going up. Okay, they're only going up 50p. Iron Hands, Raven Guard, Salamanders, White Scars, Imperial Fist, all going up 50p. And now we're well below average. We're getting the pound increase. We're getting the 50p increase. Tactical
like, for example, the Guardians are new. These ones are new. They got updated recently.
£38. I know we talk about on stream about the inflation being 60% since 2010, but I swear I was buying.
And by the way, 2.7% is still higher than most places' inflation. UK is really the outlier in this regard.
Oh my god, £38 for 5 jump pack intercessors. Vanguard veteran, the oldest kit known to man, £38. Inferno Squad, 38. Vanguard veterans, 38. Desolations, this is all your main bulk of Space Marine units, all £38 each. Iron King Steeljacks are going up £1. They've been out a week, and
yeah, this is perfectly new. So it's not even like a return to investment or something like that. They just I feel like they literally because they're new, so they do not have that sales volume. I'm guessing they do not have that, not even sales volume, that output volume, because the transfer, the upgrade spirits they throw into every single combat patrol. So I feel like that stuff, you know, there's an output number there. So I feel like a lot of these kits are the ones that do not get, I guess you can say, are not put out a lot. So they have like this very standard, like 2.7%. I'm sure there's a way that they pass this data.
They're going up £1 already. Like, again, it's £1 a kit, so you can kind of, jokes aside, you can kind of look past 50p to a pound increase, but it's the fact that everything is going up all together. All the cards are going up 50p. So Middle Earth is going up a
I hate data cards so much. They're like a new codex.
Even a 2% increase, because Age of Darkness is going to be £200 retail. You could buy that £100 like 3 weeks ago. Geez, so the Colts all going up 50p, so like the slightly smaller characters all up 50p. Vastor is going up £1.25. Odd price increase. We're about to the end. Like Ballista's going up 50p. So this is all the stuff that.
Anyways, let's go to the end.
I don't know why they're only going up 50p.
There's probably some insight
increase
there. I've seen enough.
Is however. And 20% off your pre-orders. Shout out to the Outpost and the Colour Forge for powering.
Someone please give me an affiliate link to something.
I suppose this channel.
that'd be great. Thanks.
However, I feel like they might have been a little bit misleading, because you might remember we looked through the investor report a few months ago, but in their investor report we talked about the tariffs, because they have said that they are losing approximately 12 million in the next year to Trump.
So tariffs, our current estimate is that if we did nothing, new tariffs could impact profit before tax by $12 million in 2025-26. The new problem will be dealt with in our normal pragmatic way. Well, we know what the normal pragmatic way is now, isn't it? It's the fucking price increase. The normal way. Oh, gee. Oh, fuck. Jeez. Shit. We need to make more money. What do we do? Fuck. We will not change our operational plans too much. I cannot read that. We already have a US corporate entity, and we are investing in our base in Memphis and opening new stores across most states. Most of our trade partner staff and customers are nervous. I think they're more nervous about the fucking price increase and the extra price increase that you give to the shops. That's not marked up on MSRP. That's passed as goods, cost of goods to its retailers. Anyways, it is business as usual for Games Workshop. Once again, a new normal has to be accepted. It's mostly out of our control. Right, and we continue to manage our taxes in line with our policies, and are monitoring the ongoing legislative changes in the US. That's fucking useless, man. You cannot control Trump. He can just be like, he can just turn off or turn on the tariffs whenever fucking feels like it. And any potential impact on our effective tax rate. Tariff costs are only going to reduce our reported gross margin next year. I will be really interested to see if it's actually $12 million. We have a detailed operational plan to make up of the 2% gross margin shortfall through efficiency. So this really... Okay, so the tariffs... Okay, this makes a lot more sense, because do you remember in that video where we talk about the inflation increase, where the average inflation and like global inflation increase is only going to be 2%? that affects GW. Right. So it's only really about that 2%. So we actually found out where that 4% actually is that the average increase for inflation is really 2%. And that extra 2% that's overhanging from that 4% is really from that gross margin shortfall through efficiencies. Okay.
Tariffs. Obviously, the 10% import.
It's balancing.
That is getting taxed.
This is not sorry.
And they did.
This is not a simple task where we are already very efficient in extracting money. It may take more than 1 year. We will continue to invest in capacity to enable future growth. You know what? You can improve future growth by actually selling the fucking models that you're advertising. You know, that will work out really well. You know, if people can just buy the shit that you're actually advertising, I'm sure you can make a lot of money. This investment is not matched by revenue increases in the short term. We will also continue to invest in necessary new jobs and gross pay. 3% has been rewarded for 2025-26, as well as increasing the base pay in the UK to $12. I'm not sure. What's the minimum? What's the minimum wage UK? What's the minimum wage in the UK? The UK's minimum wage rate, which increased on April 1st, 2025, so that's recent, that's 4 months ago, is £12.21 shillings, pence. I don't know how that works. And yeah, that part's not. So £12, so basically £12.21. And he is saying they will give 50 cents, 50, I don't know how the currency works, like 50 pennies, 50 shillings more than minimum wage. That is great. Bro, but what the fuck are they saying about above national living wage? You're only 50 cents above the fucking the fucking minimum wage. What the hell are you even talking about? Hey guys, $12.21, right? That's the minimum wage. And over here it says $12.75 per hour, which is above. I guess it's really easy to just live in the UK, right? Anyways, and raise our RRPs on the new products. The average was 5% in 2024 to 25 because the inflation was much higher. To represent the significant investment it has taken to deliver them. So there's like a layer of bullshit there, but there's like a layer where you can see the actual numbers are kind of balanced, you know. So 4% maybe is not that much, but I think in the actual real effect terms, like just through the repetition of people buying stuff like upgrade spirits, it's not just like a one-off for like 7% because upgrade spirits. Yeah, it's going to be like a repetitive thing. It's going to be, you know, over and over again. So anyways, let's keep going.
They didn't want increase the prices. They said this new problem will be dealt with our normal pragmatic way. We'll not change our operational plans. We're going to have a US corporate entity and investment base in Memphis. Some of our trade partner staff are nervous, so to be clear, business as usual for Games Workshop. Once again, a new normal has to be accepted. Is most out of our control. We will also continue investing in necessary new jobs and gross pay, as well as increasing base pay, and we will raise our RRP on new products. The average was 5% in 2024 to represent the significant investment it has taken to deliver them.
Then again,
so what I thought when I read this, and maybe I'm just big dum-dum, fine, you can call me out if you want to, that's fine, whatever. I thought this just meant that they will be raising the RRP on new products, i.e. the RRP will be higher on new products, you know? No, because if something's going to come out, and last year it would have been 40 quid, now it's going to be 42 quid, you know what I mean? But in actuality, I think they're just going to raise the RRP on all of the newer shit.
You guys are distracting the fuck out of me. I didn't get another squad of Vanguard veterans. Well, I should get them before October then. Good details on those minis and helmets especially. I like the weapons too, like helmets, pauldrons, and guns. What's good about the Vanguard? Combi weapons were great in 8th. Yep. You can use the legs as scenery. I used the pushfoot firstborn as Khan's base. They should just sacrifice a board member to the Dark Gods and reduce the price of all boxes by £10. Yeah, pretty much. I'm really curious as to see what their actual salary is.
that's currently selling. You might be big dum dum, but you're a big dum dum.
It has to be like the board member salaries have to be.
Appreciate you.
Oh crap! I forgot. I remember there was another video. It might be on the financial report. I'm too lazy to look it up, but I believe the board members actually have GW stocks. I mean, it's that's usual. But the actual video I watched, it was like 3 million in stocks or something. Anyways,
just like the Kill Team Toon World I pre-ordered through the Outpost of the weekend. Yeah, like the Kill Team, the Toon World Kill Team box, arguably quite expensive, but it's sold out everywhere. So I was like, oh, the new stuff's going to be more expensive. But then, like, literally 4 hours after it's sold out, they were like, yeah.
Let's look at the what's going to look up GW stock prices. Right, because this announcement came out a few days ago, so we can actually see if it has affected the stock prices, because it's a good indicator as to see whether that has, generated. So when did that news come out? I think it came out, when did that come out? Like mid-August, right? Around mid-August. So it's about here. And there was a slump. So overall, it's actually gone up. So if you look at 1 month, it's actually gone up by about 2%. There was a slump around mid-August. I think this slump is caused by the Nova Open announcements not being announced. So there was probably like people thinking about like products not releasing or something like that, or some uncertainty. It might indicate to something like that. And then it just shot up again. So I think around here was when the actual announcement was made. Around here, because I made that video like a week afterwards, right? So that's about 2 weeks ago. So yeah, around here. So it has gone up about 2% in the last months. My stock portfolio is very happy right now. Yeah, I do have GW stocks, so I am very happy.